Hey YouTube land, Tychonders here doing another action figure review, and this time it's for two TMNT movie figures. One of which is I have the box for it, the other one I don't, but both of them are the same character essentially. So I'm doing a review for the Secret of the Ooze TMNT 2 movie Super Shredder and the original 90s movie first version Shredder. So I'll start with Super Shredder first because I have his box. I'll just move the regular movie Shredder out of the way. I'll just bring in his box. So it comes in this large box with his name on the bottom, an image of the picture of the cover of the DVD, which is interesting because they actually flipped it around. On the DVD cover that I have, Donnie's on this side and Mikey's on this side. And then you have a silhouette of Toka and Razar behind them. And then you have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze logo. Same thing for the top of the box. The side of the box is the same thing with the name and then an image of the Super Shredder figure. Flipping around to the back, if I just move my camera up, you have an image of Super Shredder holding the ooze vial that he comes with, and a picture of him holding his weapon. So it does say includes cape, spear, mutagen canister, and 7 interchangeable hands, 2 of which are on the figure when you get him. And then same for the other side, and the bottom is just all the legalese stuff. You can open the box, and on the inside of the box there is another image of Super Shredder in all his glory. But other than that, the box is pretty plain. So, on to the figure itself. As mentioned, he does have 7 interchangeable hands, 2 of which are on him in the box, which are these ones. They're closed fist hands. What's cool about these is they're kind of done as if they're kind of burnt and damaged, which is true to how he looked in the movie. In fact, I think I rewatched the movie this morning at the time of this recording, and at the start of the movie when original Shredder pops his hand out from the garbage, you can see it's all scarred and stuff as well. So I think that was what they were going for when they did Super Shredder. That's why his hands are all sort of kind of gnarly looking. He also comes with a grip hand for the canister. It's specifically designed for the canister, even though he doesn't hold the canister in this form in the movie. He only has it when he's in his regular form. And then he has 2 gripping hands, which are designed to hold the spear that he comes with, which is done in a nice metallic, bright metallic, and then dark metal for the staff part and black for the actual staff itself. And then at the very bottom tip there is another spear tip. So he has this very ornate designed, it looks similar to those blades that you use for blocking weapons with or for disarming. So, and you can just have to position the hands a slight bit. You can get him to hold it in 2 hands. Now, I won't swap the hands out in this review because they're quite stiff. These pegs are very tight on the wrist, so I would recommend heating them up before swapping out the hands. But the figure itself is fantastic. Now, I will say, when I got this guy out of the box, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera. If you turn around the side, it's a bit more noticeable. The entire tip of his bladed helmet was broken off in the box. Now, it wasn't anything to do with how he was shipped. The mailer that he came in was actually undamaged. The box for this was undamaged. As you can see right at the top of the box, it's not pushed in or crushed or anything. But the plastic tray that the figure is standing in fact, it's in the box. I hope it's the right way around. I'm not sure if you can see that, but if you see here, the plastic tray was damaged when it was inserted, so it must have broke the tip of his head when it was being packed by the factory. So just be wary of that. There could be other ones out there that might have the same issue. But overall, he's very nice. His articulation is a slight bit hindered by these giant shoulder pads. You can get his arms up and get them up quite high, but they are hindered by this. But you can kind of rotate them around. If you stretch them out, you can kind of get almost 360 out of it. He has elbow joints that bring his arms up that much. He has an upper diaphragm swivel, double neck joint, so he has one here and one at the base of the neck. So one at the base of the head, one at the base of the neck. His head sculpt is amazing. Look at those insane eyes, and that's exactly how he looked in the film. He has like Goron, Klingon eyes, as they say, stares in Klingon, which I've already done kind of jokey pictures of, because I have an actual Garon Diamond Select figure, so I had them staring at each other. His arms are double jointed, so he has a joint here, and a joint just by the gauntlet, and it swivels as well, and his hands have those hinges, so you can position them how you want, which is quite nice. He has a ball joint on the waist. You can get back a bit and forward a bit. He has leg splits. He has swivel in the thigh. Double knee joints, which bring his knees all the way back to here. He doesn't have anything in the boot as far as I can see. There's no swivel up here. His legs do not swivel as far as I can tell, even though it looks like they should be able to, but it is one joint. But he does have ankle rotation. But I suppose if you want to move the leg that way, sorry, I think I might have done that off camera. So he does have ankle joints and rocker joints, but nothing else in the leg. He has these awesome, they're soft, but they're really nicely sculpted blades all over him, just like he did in the movie when he transforms, and you can get some great poses out of him. And then, just to bring back his original counterpart, here is the original Shredder from the 90s movies. So he comes with a whole bunch of hands. So I'm going to just take off his cloak, if I can remember how the clasp goes. He does come with a removable cape, whereas the cape on this one is different. It is the same cape as well in the movies, as in it's supposed to be this version of his cape, just mutated with him and kind of went darker. So it's supposed to be that kind of silver with the kind of tiger striping going on. Here is Shredder without his cape, and he's a fantastic figure as well. Again, double jointed neck, base of the head, base of the neck. His arms can go out that much. Double jointed elbows, swivel with the gauntlet guard. You can actually move the gauntlets, they're a separate piece. He has his iconic bladed hand. He has a staff that he uses to attack the turtles with. He has the dagger, hidden dagger, that he tries to kill or damage Splinter with, which actually has its own sheath. Now, when you do get it, it is a separate piece, so you have to kind of maneuver it under this elastic strap. He does have splits. He does have forward and back on the leg. He has swivel on the leg. His uniform has this kind of sparkle texture to it, which is exactly how he looked in the movie. I was never a huge fan of movie Shredder, and the figure was fantastic. I mean, I grew up with the kind of cartoon version, so I always thought he looked really weird, but I know he's based on the original Eastman and Laird design for Shredder, the actual comic book style of Shredder, which I never read. My only kind of interpretation of Turtles is the cartoon. He does have a removable faceplate. You can see Oroku Saki's scarred face from where Splinter bit him and scratched him. And you can see it's pegs on where his ears should be on the helmet, or on the face. So it just connects it back up quite nicely. Detailed design on the helmet is really, really nice. You have the blade We have the gauntlets, just are very nice. Again, soft ones for the ones on the wrists and on the legs. The ones up here are kind of fairly solid enough on his shoulders. And again, just like, if we just get his feet into better standing position. Bear with me a moment. The stand. And as with his larger counterpart, he comes with a bunch of hands. So you have open hand with the one with the claw attachment, and one for his right hand, or the wrist blade or hand blade. You have closed fists as well. One with the blade. One with the blade and one without for his offhand. So you do have that. If you wanted to, you could give the big blade weapon, the spear weapon from this Super Shredder, to him, but it might outstretch the hands. That's something to be wary of. He's currently holding his two gripping hands. The grip is fairly small on the hands. I think that is intended because the dagger handle is quite small, so it's intended for him to be throwing the dagger. So, and then let me just bring in, is that going in? Try to get into the sheath and make sure it's in there. And just as always, bring in the old tape measure so you can see the height of these guys. So Shredder himself stands just a little over 7 inches with the height of his helmet, and Super Shredder is nearly, I'd say, 9.5 inches from the top of his helmet. In fact, I think it's near 10. One thing that's interesting as well, if I bring it back in Super Shredder, if you look at the design, his helmet is actually more designed akin to how his other version looks. It looks more like the same helmet like that, but if you know the tmnt 2 Secret of the Ooze movie, he gets an upgraded uniform, or a slightly different uniform with this purple, but they has like metal, looks like gold plates along the side of his helmet instead of the old mesh that this one had. But it kind of looks like when he mutated, that all those fell off and the original mesh of his helmet came back. So it's kind of interesting. And then just for other size comparisons, I'll bring in the Fantastic Four. No, not that Fantastic Four. The amazing tmnt movie figures. Now, I don't have Splinter, and I don't have the Casey Jones one yet. I will pick them up at some point, and I will definitely get the April figure when that gets released. Shredder's trying to kill the turtles already. So, there you go. There is the 4 turtles alongside the movie versions of their nemesis. Technically it's the same person, so Shredder and Shredder. Overall, it's a really cool figure. I do recommend picking up the Super Shredder. I think he's on the shelves as well now at the moment over in the States at the time of this recording. But the original Shredder, I'm not sure. I think you might have to go to third-party sellers now at this point to get the original movie Shredder, unless they re-release him. I know there's a planned Oroku Saki versus Master Yoshi set they teased, so maybe they'll reissue this figure again, but with different deco and stuff like that. Who knows? I would like to see a kind of the, movie version 2 Shredder, and if they upgrade the uniform just to have him with the removable mask, to have more scars on it. I know you don't really see it in the movie, but it would be kind of cool to have the same mask, removable mask that the first version movie does, but have like the really more scarred face, because that's one of the things you hear one of the foot soldiers say when he comes in, when Tatsu is basically saying he's going to lead the Foot Clan, and he says who will challenge him. Shredder just appears out of the darkness and goes, I will, and then you just hear one of the foot soldiers go, oh my god, his face. So you can tell that his face is even worse than what it was previously. So that would be kind of cool to see some sort of iteration of that. But overall, it's a really cool figure, and well, they're both really cool figures, and I do recommend picking them up. So there you go, guys. Quick video review for these figures. And as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.